guys for joining us for another video. If you're new to the channel and you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button below, we would greatly appreciate it as we're trying to grow the channel here. We're going to continue releasing videos at 6 o'clock p.m. throughout the rest of the summer and probably adding in some bonus episodes here and there as well. This one's going to be all about coyote trapping. I want to talk about 5 tips that I wish I knew when I started out trapping. I had my best season to date this past winter, and these are some tips that I hope can help you if you're a new or beginning coyote trapper. So the first one being scout, scout, scout. Location is everything when it comes to coyote trapping. Just like deer hunting, turkey hunting, or anything else, you can't kill them and you can't catch them if they aren't there. I'm lucky enough to be in an area where there's a lot of coyotes, but I know that is not the case everywhere. Thermal hunting is becoming very big, especially in this area of the Midwest. I know out west they do a lot of that as well. So some areas get hit pretty hard and there's not as many coyotes as there once was or as there is in some areas. So making sure you're spending time scouting to determine that, hey, there are coyotes here for me to go out there and catch. That's only going to help you in the long run and keep you interested as you're trying to learn this pursuit. So I like to do that, boots on the ground scouting, getting out there, finding tracks, finding scat, finding pinch points where coyotes kind of funnel down and travel, maybe even laying eyes on a coyote to get visual confirmation that they are there. Trail cameras are obviously a great tool as well. A lot of trappers are also hunters, so a lot of folks are running trail cameras anyway to monitor deer activity. If you're picking up coyotes on the camera and you can also trap on that property, that's going to be a great place to set traps then. So location is huge. The second one I have for you guys here is realizing that there's more than one way to do this thing. You hear a lot of people say there's more than one way to skin the cat. In this case, there's more than one way to skin the coyote. Just because you're seeing videos online of somebody doing it a certain way and they're having success doesn't mean that's necessarily going to work for you. I was lucky enough to have a mentor in my great uncle who showed me a lot about trapping. I also watched some videos from Mark Zager, who's a very well-known coyote trapper from New York. I liked to kind of emulate the things that I learned from them, but at the same time, I added my own twist and my own turns to kind of make it my own. I recommend you do the same. Just because somebody has success doing it one way does not mean you have to do it that way. So realize there's more than one way to do it and don't be afraid to make it your own. Bedding traps is crucial. If you can't bed a trap properly, a lot of this other stuff isn't going to matter. So spending a lot of time in your early phase or your beginning stages of trapping, learning how to bed that trap solid in the ground so that everything else can play out the way it's supposed to. A lot of the videos online talk about making like a big bowl in the ground and have your trap set down in that. That didn't work for me, to kind of reference the last tip I had. That didn't work for me. I ended up making a really small, really compact, almost square in the ground, setting my trap down in that, and then pinching the earth around it to kind of lock it into place. That's what has worked for me, and I'll continue to do it that way moving forward in the future. So bedding your traps is huge. The fourth tip, fourth recommendation I have for you is patience and resistance are key. Being patient enough to realize that, hey, I might not always catch them on the first night or the first week or even the first month. There's a lot that factors into successful coyote trapping: the weather, what baits and lures you're using, the time of year, the location like we talked about previously. So being patient and letting the situation play out, paired with resistance. It can be very easy when you're not making catches or you're not having success to want to uproot your set, move it somewhere else, maybe go and rebait it, re-lure it. You don't necessarily need to do that. For me, being resistant, kind of staying back and just letting things play out ultimately has resulted in a lot more catches, in my opinion. So patience and resistance are key. Last one I have for you here is buy what you can afford, especially when you're just starting out and especially if you're young. Trapping can be as expensive or as inexpensive really as you make it. Making sure that you buy what you can afford is going to allow you to stay interested, hopefully not break the bank. And then down the road, if you decide you like it and you're having success with it and you want to buy the nicest and the most expensive gear, by all means, have at it. Biggest thing though is making sure you're spending time out there, taking action and learning. Everything else will come with time. So those are 5 tips from me. Again, just my opinion and some things that I wish I knew or I wish someone told me when I started out. If you're new to trapping, I hope that helps you out. Feel free to drop a comment or shoot us a message. I love talking coyote trapping. And once again, thank you for joining us on the channel and for checking out this video.